ocean that loves a potion.
Hello, Pahrump, Nevada, and America. You're listening to Songwriters Perspective radio show, where we bring you the stories behind the songs. I'm your host, John Michael Ferrari, singer and songwriter myself. Today we have a very special guest on the show. He's a singer, songwriter, and record producer. He's the man behind the smash hit Nintendo, which has been streamed over 7 million times on Spotify. That's right, 7 million times. That's incredible. And Pepper J will be speaking with Todd Carey in just a little bit. And that's not all. We also have a treat for your ears. We're going to play Breathe, an epic alternative rock song by Jean Cabbie and the Secret Admirer Society. You don't want to miss this one. So stay tuned, because we have a lot of great music and great stories coming your way on Songwriters Perspective radio show.
We were just kids having fun. I wouldn't lie. It was a good time back then.
The memories of growing up in San Francisco and my childhood friend Dorothy. We lived on the same street on California and Polk, just 1 block away from Redding Elementary School. I was 5th grade, Dorothy was 6th grade. But when I reached 7th grade, Dorothy had disappeared from my life, and she was gone. When I turned 16, I found companionship with Annie. We lived together at the Nevada State Children's Home in Carson City. I even wrote a song about Annie called Who Can Blame a Broken Heart? But then one day, Annie was gone. Looking back now, those were truly wonderful times. The Beatles' melodies were like comforting soundtrack, providing stability in my life. I felt a deep connection to John and Paul and their incredible music. But then one day, John was gone. I remember an interview where Paul expressed regret for not telling John he loved him. Those sentiments resonated with me deeply, reminding me of the people that were in my life. I carry the weight of those unspoken words of love left unexpressed. I wish I had told them how much I loved them before they were gone. Here's my song entitled, I Wouldn't Lie.
Driving down the 1-5, punching dials on my radio. Thinking back when I was young in San Francisco. There was a pretty little girl there, Janie's golden hair. I never kissed her once. We were just kids having fun. I wouldn't lie. It was a good time back then. I wouldn't lie. It was good to have a friend. We'd sing da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Driving up the West Coast, listening to my oldie songs. All those memories come crashing on. Living at the children's home, we would play out in the snow. And he was my friend, but the years went on. I never saw her again. I wouldn't lie. It was a good time back then. I wouldn't lie. It was good to have a friend. Soldiers went on to die. We all stood there and cried. For a while we lost the sound, but John and Paul never let us down. I wouldn't lie. It was a strange time back then. I wouldn't lie. It hurts to lose a friend. Driving along the highway, living on memory lane. I see blue skies, white clouds, and a touch of red. Oh, I never said I loved you. I never said goodbye. I wouldn't lie.
I wouldn't lie.
I wouldn't lie.
I wouldn't lie.
I wouldn't lie. I wouldn't lie. I wouldn't lie. It was good to have a friend.
I wouldn't lie.
I wouldn't lie.
I had the pleasure of meeting this gifted songwriter, Jean Cabbie, on Museboat, a live, wonderful online platform for independent songwriters around the world. Jean Cabbie is the author of this amazing and epic alternative song, Breathe, and the Secret Admirer Society did the arrangement. Recorded at Mystique Red Recording Studios. Here is Breathe.
As long as I hear you breathe, we'll go places anywhere you might dream. Open up and set your heart to be free. You should be inviting chances out whenever you're near. I still have my say, time will tell us for sure. Are these feelings here to save us at all? Every answer to be sick to be known. It is still remember closer to the truth all along. Love will still remain. Promise me you'll be home soon. Every hour ships away, then we make it through. Knew I would. Knew I do. Knew I should. Gentle, relax and breathe. Brace the moment you desire at ease. Make it last and as you want it to be. It's simple to imagine, stronger than we ever conceive. Let's hope you find a way. Years must stumble and fall, yet emotions run beyond our control. Makes you wonder if they keep growing on. As it clearly happens, something else we seem to ignore. Leading days like this, promise me you'll be home soon. Every hour slips away, and we make it through. Knew I would. Knew I do. Knew I should. Knew I would. Knew I do. Knew I should. Are you able to trust someone who lets you down before? Can you see the whole picture now? Knocking on heaven's door. If you need to speak your mind, then say what must be said. Holding on to be close to you is what I learned again instead. Promise me you'll be home soon. Every hour slips away, and we make it through. Whoa. Knew I would. Knew I do. Knew I should. Knew I would. Knew I do. Knew I should. Knew I would. Knew I do. Knew I should. Knew I do. Knew I should. Knew I do. Knew I should.
Here's music producer Pepper J. interviewing singer-songwriter Todd Carey. Let's find out how Todd got 7 million views on his Spotify for his song, Nintendo.
Thank you, John Michael. Todd Carey. Welcome to Songwriters Perspective.
John Pepper, thank you so much for having me today.
So, before I ask you about some of the many successful songs, please share with our radio audience what comes first for you when you create a song, lyrics or melody?
It's a question that people ask songwriters, and here is an answer I've given before, but I love this answer. So it can be both. Oftentimes for me, it's music, and then I'll try and kind of like write lyrics to fit with it. Sometimes it's a set of lyrics I feel really strongly about, and the music will emerge. But what I've found to be the ones that have lasted and have become really important songs for me, they arrive at exactly the same moment and often very, very quickly. So I'll just give you an example. A song like Long Year that's on my new album. I sat down, I started singing the words, and the music came with it as it was happening. So it was almost like you're given this force of inspiration and you are a vessel, and I'm literally recording what's coming out of me. And that's when I know that I have something.
Wow. Well, talk about beautiful music. What was the process? You have a just released new album, Long Weekend, and that beautiful single on it called Mime.
Thanks,
Mime.
Pepper.
Wow. And what was the process behind that project?
So it's funny to still be talking about this, but I view Long Weekend, and I haven't said this in any interviews yet, as a pandemic record. Obviously, we've moved into a different phase, but the way the record started was writing over Zoom with other writers and literally sometimes recording songs over Zoom remotely with other producers. There's a song called Higher Love on Long Weekend, which is one of my favorite songs and has become the closer at our concerts. And that song involved sitting with a producer who was in LA, and he had his recording session up on Zoom. And my favorite writer that I write with, who's written all my songs with me, like Nintendo, and singing literally into an iPhone. And the producer would then drop the vocal recording into the recording session. So it was recorded with a producer 3,000 miles away from me and another songwriter 1,500 miles away from me. And the recording was finished that way, which was new for me. And I think it's still unusual.
Wow.
So
Who was
a
the
lot
other
of
songwriter?
well, the producer is someone super notable. His name's Ariza. And again, we're talking about the song Higher Love. Ariza is on tour right now playing guitar and singing with Harry Styles.
Wow.
And he just opened Harry Styles' concert at Wembley in
Uh-huh.
London, which is amazing.
It is
So,
amazing. And the
yeah, so
songwriter, who's the songwriter with you?
her name is Kay Nita, and she's based out of Los Angeles. And we've written so many songs together off many, many albums that I've released, the last 3 or 4. And we just have like a shorthand. You know, when you find your person that you really write well with, that's her for me.
Well, that's so important. Uh, it's so important. Once you find something that really works, you can run together. There's nothing
Yeah,
like it.
I
Talking about
agree.
running or running around, boy, you are everywhere. Uh, I don't know you where to start the questioning. Ship to shore tour. I mean, you're playing what, 35 house concerts and backyards across the
Yeah,
country, and some of
yeah,
these I saw on your videos are wild. What's that all about?
yeah. It's totally nuts. Thank you for asking, Pepper. It's a completely crazy concept that I don't know if the concept of a house concert is groundbreaking per se. I think the average person has not attended a house concert. Um, but we decided after doing a couple of these concerts where we play at people's houses, often in their backyards, we call them house parties, uh, that we were connecting more with the audience at those in those situations than we were in traditional clubs, right? So when we go to play a house concert, we come, we set up our equipment. The whole time we're talking to our hosts who have hosted us for the evening, and the neighbors come, and their friends come, and some of our fans come. And after playing for about 3 hours, we hang out with the audience and we create this bond and connection that I have not found in other types of performance situations. So
Beautiful,
once
beautiful.
it's crazy. Yeah, we do play some covers. We played the last few we played have been 3 hours straight. So we do play mostly our material, but we play a bunch of covers because some of the people who come to these concerts are friends of the hosts who have never even heard us. So that's a
Right.
good way to pull an audience in. Um, so basically, where I'm going with this, Pepper and John, is that we had such a great experience doing this that we decided we were going to go all in. And so for the last 2 summers, we've booked tours, house concert tours, right? So this summer we're doing 35 backyard parties.
Oh, I love
Oftentimes we'll
it.
do oftentimes we'll do like 4 in a weekend. Like we're doing 4 in Oregon this week. And it is just I go out on tour with my drummer and singer and we set up and we look at each other going, this is the way, or it is a unusual way that hasn't really been exploited. And we absolutely love it. So
Well,
yeah, it's kind of a crazy thing. It's totally
and
a
if
crazy
somebody
thing.
wanted you to do a house concert at their house,
Sure.
how would they connect with you?
They can write me on social media. I'm pretty easy to find. It's at Todd Carey on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and all those. But I have a phone number that I just give out. It's a text number and they can just text me. And I can leave that here if you like.
Right now, sure, go for it.
Yeah. It's 323-405-9535. And I'll say that again. It's 323-405-9535. And yeah, I check those messages all the time.
And Todd Carey is Carey.
That's
So,
correct.
Todd Carey, you have had a band like forever, ever, ever, and that band has opened for the band Train, what, at
That's
least on
correct.
4 different occasions. Talk about your
Mhm.
relationship with all of that. Sail Across the Sun cruise.
Thanks, Pepper. You're so great, both of you guys. I appreciate the time you spent. So yeah, we were offered the chance to open for the band Train a few years ago, and essentially our audience voted for that privilege, and we were able to open for them, and we developed a connection with the band and their team. And over the last few years, we've been playing concerts with them. And again, notably, as you mentioned, their cruise, their music cruise, which is called Sail Across the Sun, which we've done a few years in a row. And that is a floating music festival at sea. And it is an unbelievable, once in a lifetime experience for everyone who is involved with that cruise. And we just love it.
Where
And
does it
to
sail out of?
It sails out of different places every year. Last year, it sailed out of Miami and it went to the Dominican Republic.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to kind of full circle it. The last thing we were talking about, the house concert tour, a lot of the community that we play for that bring us to their houses are from Train's audience and Sail Across the Sun.
Oh, very interesting. What a nice
Yes.
connection. Nice connection.
Yeah, it's great.
I wish
It's
we
great.
had so much more time, but I'm running out of it. 7
Sure.
million views on Instagram. What kind of video did you put up to go viral so that it had 7 million views and counting? What's
Yes,
Todd?
yes.
What's the story behind that?
Crazy, crazy. So recently I started putting up what I call stupid videos, but funny videos of my wife and I and our kids at home. And I've kind of developed this new audience as someone who's just making jokes about home life. And so we had one go pretty viral, about 8 million views now, and another one that's at 1 million today. And it's like a fun little unexpected thing that just started happening. So if you want to chuckle, head over to my Instagram.
Oh my goodness. And Instagram, that would be at Todd Carey.
That's right.
That's right. Now, like I say, so much to talk about. You had a
Oh
hit
yeah,
song that also has almost 7 million spins on Spotify.
that's
It's
right.
called Nintendo, and it sort of seems to span generations. So, gosh, what's that? What's going on with that?
I've heard really big songwriters who have had like massive hits say that when you write a hit song, it starts with you and then it develops this life that's beyond you. In other words, it has nothing to do with you at a certain point because it has a life of its own. And while Nintendo, I wouldn't necessarily call it a global smash, it's been a very successful song for me. And what I've noticed about it is it does span generations. Like I'll drop my daughter off at school, she's 4, and the little 4-year-olds are singing the song to me. And then there are people on the train crews with the band Train who are in their 70s that love this song. So I'm not quite sure I understand the song. It's kind of what I'm getting at. It's like you write a ton of songs, and then all of a sudden one has this crazy life of its own. And I wish I could like sum it up, but I can't really. I think people like. I think it feels good, and it's got a funny cultural tie-in with Nintendo. And I think all these things together just created something that was unexpected.
Well, let's share Nintendo with our radio listeners. Nintendo, Todd Carey.
I met you at the grocery spot with the sweatpants looking all kinds of hot. Had a box of Captain Crunch in your hand, said, now baby girl, that's my jam. You ain't the kind of girl that needs fancy things. You like staying up late, playing video games. Got a cherry ring pop that you only bling. And you take me back like Nintendo, like when we were 10. Yo, our hands out the window, wherever we go. You bring me back like it's all real, like sleepover parties. Baby, I'm sorry, but I'm not letting go. You got my heart blowing up like the shoes with the palms. Got my battleship song, and you already know. You take me back like Nintendo. You got a body that can make me scream. I wanna take you for a ride in my Superman sheets. Got an old mixtape full of workout songs. Gonna take you to the point, make it all night long. Something about you I can't explain, but man, you got me feeling like a kid again. And damn, you got me crushing like way back when. And you take me back like Nintendo, like when we were 10. Yo, our hands out the window, wherever we go. You bring me back like it's all real, like sleepover parties. Baby, I'm sorry, but I'm not letting go. You got my heart blowing up like the shoes with the palms. Got my battleship song, and you already know. You take me back like Nintendo. Baby, there's no denying. Light me up like Simon, even when the cards are down. Yeah, I'm He-Man, you're She-Ra, never gonna leave ya, always gonna be around. Something about you I can't explain, but man, you got me feeling like a kid again. And damn, you got me crushing like way back when. You take me back like Nintendo, like when we were 10. Yo, our hands out the window, wherever we go. You bring me back like it's all real, like sleepover parties. Baby, I'm sorry, but I'm not letting go. You got my heart blowing up like the shoes with the palms. Got my battleship song, and you already know. Take me back like Nintendo. You take me back like Nintendo.
And we are back. Well, I understand why so many people like that song, Todd. I got to tell you.
Thanks, Pepper. Appreciate you.
Where are you these days?
So my wife and I surprisingly moved 2 years ago from New York City to Charleston, South Carolina,
Oh, beautiful.
which is
beautiful.
our new home. We love it, and we've been enjoying our new life here, and it's been great for me as a traveler to be able to still go out on the road as much as I do, and we just have our little happy family existence happening here. We feel good right now. It's a good season of life.
Well, I'll tell you, I think everybody in the world would like a little happy family. And if you're listening and you have one, good on you. So what's next for you?
Well, to be honest, Pepper, it's been a really crazy season. The album just came out. We're in the middle of these 35 house concerts, and really more of the same. If I could, my goal is to just play live as much as possible and put out music, and that's what's happening. So I'm just going to continue this zone that I'm in with any luck. And I just feel very lucky and grateful to do what I do and have a community of people that care about it.
Well, we've connected with you, Todd Carey, on all the social media. connect with us, John Michael Ferrari. We'd love to. For sure, let me know if you're in the Nashville or Las Vegas area. We'd love to connect with you. And who knows, maybe we'll be opening for you one day.
Sure. Hey, it could be the other round. You just never know. So
Yeah,
we
you
appreciate
really
it.
never know, do you? Todd Carey, thank you so much. It was such a pleasure chatting with you on Songwriters Perspective. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Pepper, and thank you, John. Great talking.
Thank you.
Back to you, Johnny.
It's no secret I'm a big fan of the 60s and 70s music. One song in particular is a favorite of mine and millions of others. It's a song by the Spiral Staircase with their big hit, More Today Than Yesterday. Lead singer and songwriter Pat Upton had such a sweet and powerful voice. He could hit those high notes like nobody else. And those horns that were in the song were absolutely amazing. It's like Chicago meets the Spiral Staircase, creating energy and soulfulness in that song. And that song was the inspiration for this next song I wrote entitled, That's What You Do.
And when I hold you in my arms, everything wrong feels so right. You take away all my madness, comfort me in all my sadness. That's what you do. That's what you do. That's what you do when you're in my arms. Oh, I'd do anything you want me to. No one makes me feel, no one makes me feel the way you do. You brighten up every day that doesn't shine. From the top of your head to the bottom where step, I'm glad you're mine all the time. And when I feel you close to me, there's nowhere else I'd rather be. You build me up when I'm feeling lonely. You'll always be my one and only. That's what you do. That's what you do. That's what you do when you're close to me. Oh, I'd do anything you want me to. No one makes me feel, no one makes me feel the way you do. You brighten up every day that doesn't shine. From the top of your head to the bottom where step, I'm glad you're mine all the time. And when your lips are touching mine, all of my feelings begin to climb. You fill my heart with so much honey. You're smart, good looking, and awfully funny. That's what you do. That's what you do. That's what you do when your lips touch mine.
That's what you do.
That's what you do.
That's what you do.
That's what you do. That's what you do when you're in my arms.
Thank you for joining us here on Songwriters Perspective. I'm your host, John Michael Ferrari. And remember, there's never a stranger in the audience.
Let's come together like a rock